Hi everyone, my name is Sabrina. I am currently a junior at the University of Michigan, and for today's video, I decided that I wanted to discuss imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is something that a lot of pre-med students or just pre-health professional students face in general. It's not only for pre-health professional students. I'm sure many other majors feel it as well. However, I just kind of wanted to discuss how it relates to pre-health professional students. So, first off, I'm going to start by reading the definition of imposter syndrome from Google for you guys. So, imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments or talents and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. So, basically, imposter syndrome is just when you don't feel like you belong somewhere, you kind of doubt yourself, lack self-confidence, maybe you're more anxious. And for me, I guess I'll just start off with like a personal story. I started off my freshman year at University of Michigan State. Michigan State was a great university. I just really had this dream of going to the University of Michigan. So I transferred. I applied my second semester of freshman year, and then I transferred as a sophomore to the University of Michigan. I was really excited, but with that excitement brought some nerves, obviously. Just starting a new school anywhere is really difficult. So yeah, I was very nervous. But once I got there, I tried being positive. However, I definitely did face quite a few challenges. My first semester, I was in organic chemistry, which is known to just be a really difficult class. And chemistry is definitely not my favorite subject. I'm more of a biology person. So I kind of knew it was going to be difficult for me, but I guess I just didn't realize how difficult it would be for me. And I had a few friends taking the class with me as well. And I just really felt less than, I guess you could say. After our first exam scores came out, I did the worst out of all of my friends. And I just really started to question if I should have gotten in as a transfer, if I was meant to be there, because all these people around you are doing so much better. And it was just a really difficult time for me. And unfortunately, I didn't do as great as I had hoped in organic chemistry, but honestly, that's part of it. Not everything can go perfectly in the way you want it to go. So I think it was definitely a good lesson for me to learn and kind of like humbled me. But in regards to imposter syndrome, I really questioned myself. And as I said, if I should have gotten into the university, I started to think, well, if I wasn't good enough senior year of high school, why am I good enough now? Am I going to do well? Am I going to succeed here? Like, what does my future hold for me here? So some symptoms of imposter syndrome that I felt were extreme lack of self-confidence, feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, self-doubt, just in general. I remember I would go to the exam rooms and I would be so anxious. Sometimes I couldn't focus on my exam. I would just be looking around the room, like looking at walls, looking at the clock constantly, because I just had this feeling of I'm not going to do as well as my friends. People are doing significantly better than I am. And honestly, it took me a while to realize that that's okay. Not everything, like I said, is going to go perfectly in life. Certain things are going to be more difficult. And I basically decided for myself that I was going to study harder. I was going to get a tutor. I was going to take more time for that class. And just stop comparing myself to everybody else, because there are certain classes that I did really well in that some people didn't, and there's certain classes that other people were doing really well in and I didn't. So I would just say that if this is something you're feeling, which is extremely normal, a lot of people feel it in college in general, as I said, reach out, talk to a friend, talk to somebody else who probably is also feeling that way, and sometimes just having a conversation about it can really make you feel a lot better. And let's see, I'm looking on Google to try to get some ideas of what to talk about. So another thing is to accentuate the positive. So I realized I wasn't going to do the best in organic chemistry. It wasn't going to be my subject no matter what I did. Um, but I decided to focus on positive. I was taking biology class that I really liked, that I did really well in, and I enjoyed a lot. Um, so I focused on that as well. And I decided, maybe organic chemistry is not my subject, but that doesn't mean that I'm not meant to be here, you know? Um, in breaking the silence. So one of my best friends, Katya, was doing really, really well in organic chemistry. I reached out to her to help me. She helped me, and it wasn't easy always, but she really talked to me about it, helped guide me through it, helped tutor me. That helped a lot. And separating feelings from fact. So I think this is one of the biggest things. Um, you may feel a certain way, but just because you feel like you don't belong somewhere doesn't necessarily mean you don't. You were accepted into the university for a reason. You're studying what you're studying for a reason. You probably have a great passion for it. And just really believe in yourself as much as possible. So I hope some of these, like my experience and everything, can help everybody out. If you have any questions, please email me. My email is szdravko@umich.edu. I would love to answer emails about this and kind of go more in depth, because obviously this is just a short little video. But imposter syndrome is definitely something that you will probably feel at a certain point, and especially in the pre-health professional community. So I think it would be really, really helpful to reach out to people who are a little bit older, have gone through it, and kind of know how to help guide you through things. But yeah, if you have any questions, please email me, and thank you.